you still feel like you're playing D&D with a bunch of snails when it comes to combat? Well, I have a band of adventurers at my back coming to your rescue this week on Short Rest Studios. Hey there, adventurers. Welcome back to Short Rest Studios. My name is Judd, and this week I've got some more tips for you on how to speed up D&D combat. A few weeks ago, I gave you my 5 tips for faster combat, and you gave me a lot of great suggestions. So this week, what I want to do is share with you some of the best suggestions, the most interesting suggestions that came through in the comments on that episode. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to link you to that one in case you didn't get a chance to see it. So let's dig into these 9 tips from the Adventurers Guild, as I like to call them, here on Short Rest Studios. Now, the first comment I want to share is from Carmilla Choate, who's somebody who's been supporting this channel for a while, and I just want to toss some kudos out there. Carmilla says, I also do the single initiative roll. I roll once and then just apply modifiers. So if there are any adversaries with different modifiers, they will go at different times in combat, but it reduces the bookkeeping dramatically. I like this because one of the problems with side initiative, or as Carmilla called it, the single initiative roll, is that it can feel generic and it can be hard for players to react against whatever the enemy is doing at any given time. This still helps speed things up, but it allows for variation, which I think is going to be a common theme in a lot of these tips. We don't want to give up the chance of experiencing something unexpected in our D&D game just to make it go faster. Tip number 2 from the Adventurers Guild. This one is from Bafalon. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, so I hope I am. Bafalon says, we use a rule where you get 1 minute to deliberate and select what you do on your turn. If you can't decide in that amount of time, you take a dodge action and that's your turn. When your players know that they're going to essentially lose a turn if they don't act fast, that's going to light a fire under them. And I like this because it does light that fire. It does create that sense of intensity and that need to act quickly, just like you would have in actual combat. And it does have consequences, but they're not so dire that you're just going to get massacred. Tip number 3 from the Adventurers Guild. River's RPG channel says this. I always run through the initiative order and I call out who's up and who's on deck. This is a really simple one, not a change to the rules necessarily, but it's a simple and easy way to let everybody know whose turn it is and to get people thinking about what they're going to do on their turn when it comes, which is really hugely helpful for speeding things up. Here's tip number 4. Johan, whose last name I am not even going to attempt to pronounce, I apologize. He gives us an idea from Sly Flourish, the lazy dungeon master. Sly Flourish suggests that you use average monster damage -3 and add 1d6. That way you only have to roll 1 die for monster damage and still get some variability. Similar to Carmilla's tip, this gives you the speed of a single roll, but still keeps some variation and doesn't do away with the unexpected possibly happening. And tip number 5 comes all the way from Mount Olympus, from Zeus, king of Olympus, to be precise. Zeus says, I do a variant of side initiative where I pre-roll the initiative of all enemies as I design the encounter. That way, I already know at what point each enemy will act. If you're homebrewing, this is definitely a way to go. And even if you're playing a pre-published adventure with a little bit of extra prep time, you can still apply this tip to your game. All right, here we go with tip number 6 from Andrew Helmo. Andrew says, I like to pre-roll initiative. When we start playing, we roll for our first encounter. Then when the battle is over and the excitement dies down, we roll for the next encounter. Now, a lot of people talk about doing away with initiative, and we'll get to some tips that deal with that. I like this because it preserves the initiative roll, but when it's time to fight, you just jump right into the action. And you're not bogging things down. You're doing those initiative rolls at times when there's not really a whole lot else going on, and it makes sense to me. Hey, if you're getting something out of this video, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button down below. That lets me know that you like it, and it helps it get out to more people. In addition, you can hit the battle axe to subscribe to this channel so you can keep up with what I'm doing here on Short Rest Studios. And if you have some suggestions about what we should talk about next on Short Rest Studios, or if you just want to tell me how dumb I am, or if you want to be nice and tell me how smart I am and make me feel good, I like it when people tell me how smart I am. Put that in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be part of this community. And now on to tip number 7 from Jacopo Skydweller. I like that name. Jacopo says, I'd add rolling hit and damage dice at the same time. This is one I hear a lot. It's super simple and it really just speeds things up without changing anything. You just need to be ready to do both at the same time. So when your player decides what they're going to do, they need to already know what to roll for damage. And sometimes, especially with new players, that can be difficult. So that's where it behooves the DM to help them out so that they know which damage dice to roll. Throw them at the same time. Whatever happens, happens. And tip number 8 is from Justin Picard. Is he related to Captain Picard? Justin says, I give my players jobs to do when it's not their turn. Things like tracking initiative, tracking damage, and running music. I like this because it helps players stay engaged a little bit when there's other things going on and it's not their turn. And it frees you up to do more engaging things like role-playing combat better. Finally, tip number 9 from Eru Pendragon. Have all players declare their actions, all monsters declare their actions. Everyone and everything rolls together. Resolve. Normally, I'm not a fan of ditching initiative. I think it adds some order into what can be a chaotic situation. And I mean chaotic at the table. I don't mean the chaos of combat. Combat should be chaotic. But if your gameplay is chaotic, that's just confusing. But I think this is a really solid idea. I would just say give players a minute to deliberate, figure out what they're going to do, and then everybody just say what they're going to do. I think this could really help create that sense of immediacy that D&D combat needs to feel exciting. All right, adventurers, thanks again for joining me for another episode of Short Rest Studios. If you like this video, hit that like button down below, and you may want to check out my previous episode on 5 tips for faster D&D combat. And of course, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with Short Rest Studios. Go visit my Etsy shop, and please leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to hear me talk about next, and I will see you next time on Short Rest Studios.